I'm Lee Hammond. Thank you for joining me. Today, I will demonstrate for you the exciting technique of drawing lifelike portraits in colored pencil. If you have ever wanted to capture the essence of a friend or a family member, this is the video you have been waiting for. In this video, I will show you how to correctly apply colored pencil for a professional, realistic result. I know firsthand how frustrating colored pencil can be when you're first learning it. I was not successful myself in the beginning. As a matter of fact, I gave it up completely when I was new at it and went back to graphite where I was the most comfortable. I finally figured it out though, what I was doing wrong. It was all in the application. Now it's one of my favorite mediums and I cannot get enough of it. Let me guide you so you can have the same successful results. It's time to start learning about how to create lifelike skin tones. Now, I get a lot of questions about that because people seem to want a recipe for how to draw skin, and it's not something that I can offer you. I've created some of my favorite colors that I seem to go to on a regular basis. This group of colors is really good for a variety of skin tones from light to dark. You can see up here that I've started with the cream, the light peach, going all the way down here to dark umber. Those are what I call kind of my core colors, the ones that I seem to see in a lot of different skin tones. These down here are supplemental colors. You can see here I'm into the purple shades, here more into the light brown, the orangier browns, like the burnt ochre, terracotta, sienna. And down here I get into the pinks where things get a little more of the red, like the carmine and the pink itself. This is a sphere here that I did with warm tones. I used a lot of brown, the sienna, even some yellow into it. You're going to see colors reflecting in skin. For instance, I did a drawing of a close-up of my son, and you can see how there's skin tone colors, but there's also black, there's blue, there's gold colors reflecting. That's why it's important never to get caught up in a certain pattern of applying color, because each picture, according to the lighting, is going to look different. Now I still have the sphere here, and I want you to look over at the step-by-step exercise and see how important learning the sphere really is. Look at the shape of the nose here in this first example. Can you see how it's curved right here? And you see the shadow edge, just like we did on the sphere. Now, the shape is a little bit different, but the shadow follows the contours. Can you see the reflected light? Everything that has an edge, a lip, or a rim on it will reflect light on those edges. That's why reflected light is so important. Inside the nose, you'll have cast shadow. You'll also have cast shadow right here, where the nose is protruding from the face. Everything else would be skin tone or half tone, and then the full light area is where the light is hitting it full strength. Now I started this one with just dark brown. This is so I can kind of establish my shapes. I just get in there and I start contouring and studying my photo reference for where the lights and darks are. And I do this as a way of mapping it out. The second example shows how I started slowly building up those tones. I put black in here in the nostril area as a cast shadow. Now when drawing nostrils, it's not just a dark hole. It's darker up where the two surfaces are overlapping, and then it gradually lightens up, just like the cast shadow is darkest right underneath the sphere and then gradually lightens up as it gets away. It's no different over here in the nostril area. Now, keeping a sharp point, I just slowly built these tones with the dark brown and just slowly contoured and contoured for the roundness, being sure that I'm not losing my reflected light. Now over here, to make the color look more realistic, I added a little carmine red. This warms it up, if you will, and gives it kind of a pinky tone on the edge of those shadows. And fades into the skin tone, giving it this warm glow. This is where the realism comes in. If things are just kept too monotone, you lack the life of your subject. Can you see the difference in how much warmer that appears? Between the lips, you have a very distinct line. That's because you have two surfaces that are coming together and touching. Outlining is a big no-no. You never want to do that. But anytime you have two surfaces touching or overlapping, you have to have a separation line, which is very, very different. Some people get afraid to even draw a line because they know outlining is no good. But anytime you draw a line, ask yourself, where does the darkness of that line belong? And fade it out a little bit into that surface. That keeps it from looking like just an outline. It makes it look more like an edge. Now this area is very important. This is called the lower lid thickness. Oftentimes I see people coming in and just drawing a line to represent under the eye, and that makes it look flat and unrealistic. The skin here of the eye, around the eye, is actually very thick, and you generally will always see the thickness of this right below the iris. Now that I've got some color around the eye, I'm going to go back to the iris and finish it. I'm going to add a little bit more gray. And I'm actually going to take white and I'm going to burnish in that catch light so it doesn't look like I just forgot about it and left it empty. That way it'll look a lot more reflective.